Indoor boxing event of all time, and an incredible undercard of these fine fighters here today. 3 World Championship fights on the show on Saturday. A WBC silver heavyweight clash, a British light heavyweight clash, and some of the best young talent, I believe, in world boxing going to be showcased before the fans on Saturday night. As always, we're live and exclusive on Sky Sports and Box Office on Saturday. Showtime Boxing, of course, of our international partners around the world, huge numbers of broadcasters, many of you here today, and we're so excited ahead of Saturday. Before I introduce the fighters and talk more to them, I'm going to pass over to the head of Sky Sports Boxing, Adam Smith.
Thanks, Eddie. Yes, it's terrific being back in Wales. We have had so many wonderful nights on Sky over the years. Lewis, Bruno, I think 21 years ago, Naz and Robinson. We've had wonderful fighters like Robbie Regan and Joe Calzaghe, of course, come through, Enzo Macronelli, many, many more in these parts. It's terrific. There's a rich vein of history in Wales. It's wonderful being back. It's a fantastic card. Look at the lineup on both tables. I love this time of week. It's where we really get momentum going. Just hours away now, and everybody really excited. What a good workout and a buzz it was last night. All the Olympians, Joe Cordina on home soil, what a reception he got last night. This fight between Frank Buglioni and Craig Richards, really interesting. Craig coming in at very short notice. Excited about that. The battle of the unbeaten superflies with Kal Yafai and Sho Ishida. Dillian Whyte and Robert Helenius, really interesting heavyweight matchup. And of course, the ladies. We welcome Ana E. Sanchez, the world lightweight champion, and Ireland's own Katie Taylor, who I'm also delighted to say recently won a very prestigious award at the Inspirational Awards for Women in association with Sky. Katie voted the 2017 winner, so congratulations to her. She's been a fantastic role model, and we'll see if she can indeed become a world champion less than a year after turning pro. It's a fantastic collection on what will be a super night to support AJ and Carlos Takam, and everybody at Sky cannot wait.
Thank you, Adam. Before we talk to the main table, we are blessed at Matchroom and in Britain to have some of the best young talent. Of course, we've seen the development of GB Boxing up in Sheffield. They do an incredible job, headed up by Rob McCracken there. And 3 young fighters, I believe, will all go on and become world champions. Some of them, particularly Joshua Buatsi and Joe Cordina, have an exemplary amateur record of well over 100 bouts each. This young man, a cruiserweight right now, stepped up in devastating fashion recently. As we know him as the Sauce. He lights up the place. He's got a great smile. He has a great future. And on Saturday night, he fights in another stadium fight. He seems to have done many of those throughout his career. I'm going to pass over now to Lawrence Okoli to say a few words.
Thanks, everyone, for coming down. I feel happy and blessed, obviously, to be part of such a big event. And obviously, being with Matchroom, there's been a few times I've been here, so now it's becoming like second nature, seeing a lot of cameras and performing under the lights. So I'm looking forward to it. Wherever I get on in the night, I'm happy to be part of it.
Of course, your preparation for this fight, a lot of that has been obviously with Brian and up in Sheffield as well, but many rounds as well shared with Anthony Joshua in the preparation for this camp.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like to push myself in training. So obviously with my coach, Brian O'Shaughnessy, we get a lot of hard work in getting in there with Anthony Joshua, who's a world champion, preparing for world championship fights, to see what his dedication is like and what it's like to share a ring with another world champion. It's good.
Obviously, Saturday night, a huge night for Joe Cordina, fighting for the first time in Wales as a pro. No pressure, just a little small hall show for you to start off on, Joe. We've seen, obviously, legends of the past from Wales, Joe Calzaghe, make huge debuts as well in Cardiff before. Great reception for you last night at a public workout, and I'm sure you can't wait for Saturday night.
Yeah, it was the first time I've been back in boxing in Cardiff for I think about 4 years, and last night was just a little taste of what's to come on Saturday. The reception I had was unbelievable, and I couldn't ask for better on yesterday's open workout. But I'm definitely looking forward to Saturday, and like Eddie said, some great fighters: Joe Calzaghe, Enzo, Steve Robinson, Gavin Rees, all these fighters. They're big shoes to fill, but I'm on the way, and I'm looking forward to emulating what they've done.
A blistering start to your pro career so far, all wins inside the distance now. settled in at lightweight, and that's the division you're going to campaign at?
Yeah, at the start of, as soon as I turned pro, I sort of had a little look at the two divisions and thought, yeah, super feather would suit me perfect, and I wouldn't have struggled to make that weight. It would have been no problem. But as you progress as a pro and you start training them longer rounds and doing the strength and conditioning work, your body naturally grows and start putting on muscle, and like muscle does way more than fat. So I'm starting to put a little bit of size on, not too much, like obviously like these lads on the side of me, but yeah, it's all good, and I think lightweight will suit me better.
Thanks, Joe. Can't wait to see you box on Saturday night. One of the standouts of the Rio Olympics, of course, bronze medalist light heavyweight Joshua Buatsi, 2-0 already in his career, stepping up on Saturday night for his third professional bout. Josh, debuted at the O2, then you went a little bit low-key at York Hall, which I know you enjoyed, and now back in a big stadium show on Saturday night.
Firstly, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, actually. But yeah, first fight, the O2, and then York Hall, and then now I'm here in Cardiff. I've been here before to box, and like I said yesterday on the Sky interview, it wasn't a good experience. I got the W, which is what matters, but it was raining, it was cold, the weather wasn't nice. A bit similar to this, but I know that I'm going to be boxing in a big stadium, good atmosphere, so I'm looking forward to it. My spirits are high, I'm in a good mood, do the weighing tomorrow, and then it's time to fight. So the haircut, don't worry, I'm going to get a haircut. I know you're thinking, why did you look like this? But this is just a formality that I go through. So after the weigh-in, I'm going to go, the beard's going to come off, the shape-up's going to be looking 100. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
Obviously, the transition to the pro ranks, how have you found that so far? Of course, it was, you had two tough opponents so far and another one on Saturday.
Yeah, the pros are tough guys, but I'm adapting to it. Once I'm in there to win. There's no other option for me. So they can be tough, they can be this, they can be whatever, but my result is always going to be the same, is to win. And it's just longer hours in the gym, but this is what we sign up to, this is our lives. So everyone's training and working hard, I'm doing the same. So there's nothing special about what I'm doing.
Thank you, Josh. Same weight division, but the British Light Heavyweight Championship. And there's a saying in boxing, stay ready. And I think nothing can epitomise that more than this fight on Saturday night. Of course, the British Light Heavyweight Champion Frank Buglioni due to fight Callum Johnson. Last Friday, Callum Johnson was taken to hospital. And all of a sudden, I bumped into Craig Richards and Peter Sims at Stansted Airport, flying out to Belfast. And I said, you know, you could step in and fight Frank Buglioni. And they said, yes, please. I said, well, let's get the win out of the way last Saturday in Belfast. They did it. We went back to the hotel. We talked through it. Craig Richards is always in the gym, always ready. You know, we know this opportunity came sooner than expected. These two have sparred countless rounds together. And what an opportunity for Craig Richards to become British Light Heavyweight Champion on Saturday night. Craig, it was a conversation I won't forget, our little 1 o'clock in that Belfast hotel bar to get this done. But you're ready, you're here, and a huge opportunity for you on Saturday.
Yeah, it is. I just want to thank you, Eddie, for the opportunity. As soon as the opportunity come up, I couldn't say no, because that's what I'm in the game for. I'm here to win titles, move to the top. You know, I want to get to the top of the game. So when the opportunity come for a British title, like, I know it was short notice, but as Eddie says, I'm always in the gym, I'm always working, always ready. So on a big stage like this, it's nice to go out there to go and win the British title, and I'm ready, and that's what I'm here for. So it's my time.
It is early, as we said, but like I said, those sparring occasions you've had with Frank Buglioni, you've measured each other up before, and you will be prepared for this fight on Saturday.
Yeah, of course I'll be prepared. At the end of the day, sparring just sparring, but we don't take that into account. Whether we sparred or we didn't spar, this opportunity for me, I will grab it with both hands. I believe that it's that time where it's probably a new era, new generation. Frank's had his time. He's a good fighter, solid competitor, but I just believe it's my time and my time to take over, and that's why I took this fight.
Thanks, Craig, and big respect for you and the team for taking this opportunity. Frank, we know you're always ready, and gave the call to your team about Craig Richards. You accepted the fight as well. Potential banana skin for you on Saturday night. New style, different kind of style to Callum Johnson, and a young lion who's ready to try and take your title.
Yeah, I think every fight from now is a potential banana skin. I think everyone wants my scalp. I've got the title, so everyone wants it. But that being said, I've put the hard work in, and I've prepared second to none. And I feel at the best of my game now, so I'm making sure that doesn't happen.
Obviously, you were on a AJ show previously against Hosea Burton. You headlined yourself at the O2 earlier this year. Now, Principality Stadium. These are the nights you're after, aren't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, being on the big occasion and the big stage, it brings the best out of me. So it's a chance I'm really relishing, and I'm looking forward to going in there and performing to the best of my ability.
Thanks, Frank. As we move to the top table, some real key crunch clashes here for world titles and also #1 positions in the heavyweight rankings as well. Kal Yafai against Sho Ishida is a great fight, and sometimes these fights can go slightly under the radar when you're talking about Anthony Joshua and all these great fighters on the card. But this is a division at the moment that is one of the hottest in world boxing. Of course, HBO heavily invested in the super flyweight division. Kal Yafai has the toughest fight of his career on Saturday night against his mandatory challenger in Sho Ishida. They're 46-0 between them. No defeats. Someone's always got to go on Saturday night, and we'd like to welcome Sho Ishida and his team. Thank you very much for coming over from Japan. Sho, a great opportunity for you on Saturday night, and you look very well prepared, ready for this opportunity.
ここに来て試合できることは光栄と思っています。ヤファイは、いい選手ですけど、僕が勝ちます。必ずいい試合をして、日本にベルトを持って帰ります。
Firstly, thank you so much for inviting us here to fight, and I'm very happy to fight in Wales. And my dream is to be a world champion, and so Yafai is a great champion. Punch is so speedy and punch is strong, but I must win anyway. And I do my best and show my best performance on Saturday.
Thank you very much. Japanese boxing flying at the moment, particularly in that division. With Inui, and welcome to the Oka Gym, and all you guys over there, I know, desperate to take another world championship back to Japan on Saturday night. The man hoping that won't happen, Kal Yafai. Kal, I think you agree the toughest fight of your career to date on Saturday. A red-hot division. Everyone's talking about the super flyweights. People talking about you. Ready to make a statement on Saturday.
Big statement. Toughest fight on paper, but let's see what you can deal with on Saturday night. I'm in the best shape of my career. I've had a brilliant training camp, brilliant sparring, and all I know is that this bout here, this ain't going nowhere. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win Saturday night, even if I have to outbox this guy, which I know I'm capable of doing, or if I have to bully him and break him down, I'll do that.
Obviously, a very tall super flyweight, your opponent this week.
Yeah, but come on, look how tall I am. Everybody's taller than me. It ain't hard.
A giant compared to you, Kal, on Saturday night. But when we talk about the division right now, you know, obviously we always laugh and joke how lucky you are to come around at a time with super flyweights where these guys are household names. And obviously the carrot as well for your first HBO appearance next spring, if we can get the win on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm in a huge division. I'm a lucky man. Got the chance to make some big money, which is great. But it's good that the division's getting the limelight it deserves, full of great fighters. And I can't wait to get involved in these big fights. But all eyes are on Sho Ishida on Saturday night. I'm not taking my eyes off him. I've took this fight very, very seriously. And you will see how serious I am on Saturday night. And then I can move on to big things. HBO, America, let's go.
Thanks, Kal. Look forward to your fight. It's a great fight on Saturday night for the World WBA Super Flyweight title. When you talk about superstars and you talk about transcending the sport, I think Katie Taylor is at the top of everyone's list. An absolute superstar in Ireland and now around the world. 6 European amateur gold medals, 5 World Championship gold medals, Olympic gold medals as well, but now in the professional game, first opportunity to win a world title. Turned professional 11 months ago, and the plan was to win a world title within 12 months. She has a huge step up on Saturday against two-weight world champion Anahi Sanchez. And firstly, we're going to talk to the champion, and it's a pleasure to welcome Samson Leskovic here. Welcome, Samson. A big fight and a big opportunity, and obviously coming off your recent world championship win, looking forward to Saturday.
acá, ¿qué es lo que te parece a ti?
¿Qué me parece?
Sí, decime que venís a ganar.
No, me parece una buena oportunidad de, siendo campeona. Creo que, bueno, algunos pensarán que venimos a dejar nuestro cinturón, pero la realidad es que tienen un lindo parque, todo, pero bueno, la noche de la pelea se le va, creo que es distinto y ojalá que no llueva para ella.
First of all, I want to say thank you to you to invite me too. This long time we don't do no business, but anyway, the point is that everybody's thinking that she come to lift the bell over here, and everybody, I can tell you, is wrong. And she say something very important, that it's not a walk in the park. It be a dark night and rainy night for Kathy. So be prepared.
Samson, just a question for you. Obviously, you've been involved in boxing for a long time. You've seen before fighters coming through with little professional experience, 6 wins for Katie Taylor, and obviously Anahi's been around the sport for a long time, multiple world title fights as well. How important will that experience be on Saturday night?
Well, first of all, I need to say that you're taking a lot of chances in your shows. You do real fights, and that is not any different of what you do. You beat a couple of my guys that it was really good, so.
Revenge.
Yeah, so I believe that this time, honestly, I believe she's not prepared for what is coming on Saturday, with all the respect. Amateur is big difference of professional, and we come over to win, and from now I can promise to you the revenge. If you want it, you got it.
Samson, thank
It's
you.
a pleasure to work with you, by the way.
Always a pleasure to have you here, Samson. Don't try too hard on Saturday, please. Thank you. Katie, they don't think you're prepared for it. Obviously, you've been working your whole life for this moment, and everything you've achieved in the amateur game, kind of irrelevant on Saturday night, your opportunity to become world champion.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely prepared for a tough 10-round battle on Saturday evening. I've got a great 10 or 11 week camp in America, and I'm prepared for whatever comes my way on Saturday evening. And I'm definitely ready for a tough challenge. But these are the sort of challenges that I absolutely cherish, and I can't wait for it.
Obviously, the tough preparation to get to the world level is the women in between. You know, you've got the girls who box on the circuit, and then the big step up to world championship, and this is a big step up for you in relation to who you fought before.
Yeah, it's definitely a big step up. That's why I've taken it seriously, and that's why I had a good long training camp under my belt as well. I've went plenty of rounds over the last few weeks with top season pros to prepare me for this type of battle, and I can't wait to show that on Saturday evening.
Obviously, you've achieved so much in your career, so many great nights. Everyone remembers London 2012 Olympics, but this night on Saturday for the world title in front of 78,000 people, going to be right up there.
This is the biggest night of my career, without a doubt, and I'm so excited about it. Ever since the Turn Pro, I've wanted to box for these big world titles and be involved in big fights, and these are, I think, the sort of fights that are going to elevate women's boxing as well. So this is absolutely fantastic for the sport.
Good luck, Katie. I know us, the stadium and the whole of Ireland behind you on Saturday night. When we talk about the heavyweight division, wow, it's absolutely flying at the moment. Everybody trying to manoeuvre into positions to challenge for world titles. And on Saturday, we have a very, very important fight in the heavyweight division. Dillian Whyte has now manoeuvred himself in a position of top 10 in pretty much every governing body. Of course, number 3 in the WBC. And when you look at the WBC rankings, Stavern at number 1, I believe will be removed shortly. So will Luis Ortiz, who looks like he's going to be banned from the sport. Number 3 is Dillian Whyte. And this fight on Saturday is for the vacant WBC silver title. I believe the winner of this bout will be made the number 1 challenger with the WBC and the eventual mandatory challenger for Deontay Wilder. So a huge fight on Saturday night between these two. I'm delighted to welcome Robert Helenius and Marcus Suman as well. Marcus, firstly to you. We've been negotiating this fight for a long time, probably 10 weeks before it happened. Both guys were ticking over, making sure they were ready, and a big fight for both men on Saturday.
Yeah, really big fight for us and Dillian as well, and we're really happy to be here. this is a fight we've been looking forward to for a year now, and we had a chance this spring to get a big fight. It didn't happen, and now we're here.
Good. And Mark, we know Dillian's been working extremely hard in camp, as always with you. You've been looking for a tall guy for a while to fight, both of you, because the champions particularly are so tall. A great test in Robert Helenius on Saturday.
It's definitely a very good test. Robert's a very good boxer, good at everything, good at the basics, and he's got some good experience. But we've prepped very thorough and very, very well for a long time, for all sizes. But tall people, you know, tall people especially. But, you know, Dillian's a good box fighter. He's always been a natural fighter, and the better they come, the better he'll look. And he's going to do the business Saturday night.
Thank you, Mark. Robert, we saw you at the public workout last night, looking very fit, very ready. Speaking to Marcus, we understand you're very excited about this fight and ready for Dillian Whyte on Saturday.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and yeah, I'm ready to be here. I'm ready to show what I'm made of. I'm a Viking from Finland, so.
And obviously, the heavyweight division is red hot at the moment. Victory for you on Saturday night in this stage will put you in a position to move on and challenge for the world heavyweight title.
Yeah, I've been long in this game, so I've been trying and had some issues with the injuries and stuff, but now I feel ready, and I'm ready to move forward.
Dillian, welcome. A long time coming for the opponent in this camp, but ironically we ended up with a guy who we thought we'd fight initially on October 28th, and a fight you're excited about, a good style for you, and ready to make a statement on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a very good fight. You know, it's something different as well. Boxing's all about progression and timing. You know, what I mean, I'm going to fight someone who's tall, rangy. You know, he can box a bit, carry good power and stuff. So very interesting to see how much I've come on and where I'm at in my career. You know, it's a good fight to see where I'm at.
Obviously, talks from the Helenius camp about he thinks he'll knock you out in the fight. How do you see the fight playing out? I know you study the sport and you study your opponents as well.
It's good that he believes that and he thinks that means he's going to come with ambition and he's going to come to fight. So I'm happy that he believes that and he thinks that. But, you know, a lot of people underestimate me until I'm standing in front of them on the night, and then they realise that I'm better, stronger and tougher than what they think.
And finally, everyone talking about the likes of you challenging for a world title in February, March next year, whether that's AJ in 2018, Deontay Wilder in February or March. So important for you on Saturday to win, look good, and send a statement to the division as well?
Yeah, it is, but you know we're already having problems getting opponents, so you know it's a bit of a double-edged sword, really. But that's for you and my team to decide, man. I'm just focusing on this fight Saturday. You know, once I get past this fight, then we can sit down and speak about future plans. But I'm ready Saturday to do damage, you know, and that's it. I'm excited and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to getting in there Saturday and doing my thing, man.
Thanks, Dylan. WBC silver heavyweight title on the line, and a huge undercard as well. We can't wait to kick off the action just after 5 p.m. on Saturday night, moving through to around 11:30, the main fight in the ring, first bell at 10:30 p.m. Thanks so much for all you gentlemen and ladies up here on the tables with us. We look forward to a great show on Saturday, and we're going to pose now for one-on-one head-to-heads at the front stage, and then all the guys available for all the media requirements possible. Thanks so much, and good luck to everybody on Saturday night. Thank you.
year it's been for these two guys, turning professional and working themselves out on the big stages, Lawrence Okoli and Joshua Boazzi. Lawrence, first of all, how have you found it so far as a professional?
I've been enjoying it so far. It's the first stage where you're not boxing against the greatest opposition so far, so I'm enjoying it because I'm getting knockouts, so hopefully I keep it going.
Joshua, what about you?
So far, so good. The result's always the same, to win and to keep on winning and to keep on progressing on. So long as I'm doing that, I feel I'm on the right track. But like Lawrence said, it's been good so far. We're both enjoying it.
And you've been mixing it up as well. You've had the big shows and the smaller scale stuff too.
Exactly. It's good to have a bit of both. Keeps you grounded. And when you do the big ones, it gives you like a little target that you want to reach. So we're all here. Obviously, Josh is headlining, but as boxers boxing on the undercard, I think we're all aspiring to get to that level where we can all headline a show. If others are not, I don't know what's wrong with them, but that's what I'm aspiring for.
Must be a fantastic experience for you as well to be part of a big show like this.
Absolutely. People are going to be watching, all eyes are going to be tuned in. The canvas is going to be there, the stage is set, so it's up to us to perform and to demonstrate what we've been working on.
And I understand that the beard and a haircut a little bit later on after the weigh-in, is that right?
Absolutely. Please, people, don't think this is how I'm going to show up in the ring. After the weigh-in on Friday, the beard's going to come off, the haircut's going to get lowered, the fade is going to be done. I'm going to be looking nice and handsome, so look forward to it.
And Lawrence, for you so far, you had some big knockouts as well. You've been enjoying yourself out there so far.
Yeah, no, I'm looking to go out and do the same. I prefer like a bigger stage, a longer ring walk, a lot more pressure, a lot more eyes. So I think that I'm going to get that this time. So I'm going out there, not overly anxious trying to get a knockout because you've got to progress, but I definitely thought I'm going to get one.
Are you going to be bringing the sauce for us?
100%. You know what I mean? I've got my haircut already, so the sauce has begun. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? It's already started.
Just finally, your old mate Anthony Joshua, you've been doing some sparring work with him. How is he looking ahead of this fight, do you think?
He's looking very fit, very strong. It's getting harder for me to catch him, so that means that he's been working on that defense, so I'm looking forward to his fight.
Okay, boys, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much indeed for joining us. Lawrence Okoli and Joshua Boazzi, part of the undercard here on Saturday night. Three world title fights here in Cardiff on Saturday night, including the man who holds this one, Kal Yafai, the super flyweight world champion. Your WBA belt's on the line, but you're very much looking forward to holding on to this because there are some big fights that could be coming up for you in the future.
Oh yeah, massive fights. But first and foremost, all eyes peeled on Shoishida. Got to do a job on this kid Saturday night, and then some big fights, big nights in America, and over here available to me.
What has it been like trying to find out information on Shoishida? Because there's not a lot around about him, but if he's anything like your previous opponent, also Japanese, he'll be a tough night.
Yeah, I've seen quite a lot on him. I've watched about 5 or 6 of his fights. He's very tall, slim, likes to use his jab on the back foot a lot, but that ain't enough. That ain't going to be enough to beat someone like me. I'm better than him in every department. So Saturday night, I'm going to look to make a big statement. And do what I have to do to win, whatever that is. Whether it's if it turns out to be a hard fight and I have to gruel a win out, I will do that. But I predict I'll look good on Saturday night and get the knockout.
And you want to send a big message because, as I say, there's some stellar names out there in your division right now. This is the place to be, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is the place. You know, I was chatting with Eddie. If I was in this division 5 years ago, you know, I'd be boxing for peanuts. Against unknown quantities, so you know I'm in a division now where there's a lot of money involved, some big fights. So yeah, all I can do is just go out there, put a performance on, be the best I can be, and make history.
And to do it in front of 75,000 in Cardiff, that's going to be fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, I can't wait to do that ring walk out there. That's what excites me more than anything. Everybody that knows me knows how I relish them ring walks, walking into big crowds and stepping through them ropes. And boy, I can't wait.
We look forward to it. Kal, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Kal Yafai defending his super flyweight world title on Saturday night. one, it could be a show stealer. Dylan Whyte versus Robert Helenius for the WBC silver title. Dylan, how much are you looking forward to this on Saturday night?
Looking forward to it. I can't wait. I mean, I've been trying to chase these big fights. Helenius is a stern test, solid boxer, good power, good move. And he's a big guy. You can see he's about 4 inches taller than me. So, I'm looking forward to it,
He's the sort of guy that you can hopefully try and look good against to send a message to some of the other guys in this division.
It's the kind of fight where in every fighter's career before they become world champion, there's that one fight that's just a massive banana skin, but you have to find a way to get through it. And this is that one. You know what I mean? It's just about getting the win and moving on. That's what it's about. Getting this win and moving on.
How excited are you by the way the heavyweight landscape looks at the moment?
I'm very excited. Heavyweight landscape is crazy at the minute. You know what I mean? But hopefully now we can start to get everyone fighting each other, because for the past year or so, been guys avoiding guys. So hopefully now, with guys jockeying position and guys facing the manager challenger, opens it up for some of us other guys to step up and have some bigger fights. So we'll see.
Eddie's talking about the possibility of getting Deontay Wilder over here in February in London to fight you. That is a real carrot dangling in front of you for this fight, isn't it?
That's Eddie's job. I don't worry about carrots, man. I don't worry about carrots dangling in front of me. I worry about carrots that's in my hand. And Robert Helenius is in my hands. Deontay Wilder is dangling, so I let him dangle and let Eddie keep chasing that. I just worry about the one that's in my hand, the one that I can feel and touch at the minute. That's Robert Helenius.
And you're looking very relaxed. You're looking in great shape as well. You said you're feeling a little more mature these days.
I'm trying, I'm trying. I'm just trying to be the best me I can be, And that starts mentally as well as physically. So it's not just about looking good. It's also about being mentally good and mentally focused also. So, I'm getting there. Still a lot to learn, still a lot to come, but I'm getting there,
And how much are you looking forward to being in front of an audience of 75,000 here at the Principality Stadium?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm just having all these little experiences is what's going to stand me in good stead for when I become world champion. Unfortunate for me, I've had a chance to box on these shows, box these opponents, and I haven't been step up too fast. So I'm learning the craft, the good fashion, the old way, the old way like all the old fighters did. Fight all these other fights, not just jumping from one fight to another fight, So I'm happy.
We wish you the best of luck, Dylan. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Dylan Whyte taking on Robert Helenius here in Cardiff on Saturday night.
Is Takam arrival on this card?
I don't know.
Okay.
What else have you got?
The Wild Track voice over all the links.
What's this?
This was Takam's arrival, I'd say.
Write that down. Is Takam's arrival? I think it is,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Takam's arrival coming down. It is mute for that HD pictures. Thank you. I can either take them or not take them. We're not worrying about that now.
So
David
basically-
Dillian. David? Here he is. AJ? See ya.
Okay.
Okay.
Saturday? You okay, yeah? Stop. What?
It'll be broadcast live on Sky Sports Box Office, and to our friends in the United States, it's showtime. So without further ado, here to tell you all about the fantastic undercard and the main event is Mr. Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing.
Thank you, Michael. Always a pleasure to have you in town, and thanks everyone for showing up today. Incredible turnout from the world's media. Ahead of the biggest star in world boxing, Anthony Joshua, remarkably the 4th defence of his world heavyweight title, and this time defending new belts as well against mandatory challenger Carlos Takam in front of 78,000 people at the Principality Stadium. I think we've never seen anything like this in British boxing before, and we may never see anything like this again. Even at the open workout last night, this young man has transcended the sport of boxing, still remaining disciplined, humble and hungry to be #1, to defend these belts and ultimately win on Saturday night. We can't thank enough our sponsors as well, our broadcasters, of course, Sky Sports Box Office and Sky Sports, who have backed Anthony Joshua from his debut many years ago at the O2 Arena now. Also our international partners, Showtime Boxing, our friends in France, SFR and RTL in Germany, so many to mention. This fight will be broadcast in over 160 countries worldwide. Thank you, of course, to Anthony's team and Rob McCracken, AJ Boxing, Freddie Cunningham, Andy Bell, everyone doing a great job to make these events spectacular, to make these real shows where we can create iconic images that will be seen for many, many years to come. Right now, I'm going to pass over to the head of Sky Sports, Adam Smith, to say a few words and talk to the fighters.
It's wonderful being back in Wales, 24 years after Lennox Lewis's battle with Frank Bruno. Some memories there. This is a new era. Is this the AJ era after that epic night at Wembley in April? The road to this world heavyweight title defence has been tricky, but in has stepped the experienced, fit and highly rated Carlos Takam, answering the call at just 12 days' notice. What a wonderful opportunity for him, and a 78,000 sellout for AJ to perform in. Let's get straight to the fighters. Anthony, how excited are you? First of all, to be back in Cardiff. I know you fought here in your 4th fight, and also to be back in the ring after that thriller at Wembley.
Cardiff is good. Cardiff's looking really good. It was a great turnout at the workout yesterday. And to be fighting again, it's all I do, it's all I know. And it's an honour to be defending these belts, of course. I don't always like to talk about the belts because I've always been a fighter before that, and I've always had the ambition of being a talented fighter before I became champion. So me as a person, I'm just looking forward to getting in the ring and handling business.
I know you like to keep yourself real, stay hungry and humble, but how much of a privilege is it to be the world heavyweight champion, and how has that changed your mentality?
I think the privilege is I'm around hungry athletes as well, so it gives them an opportunity to kind of see the benefits that come with being a champion, and it keeps them motivated. So I'm just like a reflection of hard work, because you know the UK boxing scene is quite grassroots. So I still go to my amateur club. Just before this championship fight, I was training with all the amateurs, like kids that are like 10 years old. And you can only achieve what you see. So when they're training with like Olympians and professional world champions, they're inspired. So that's real nice to be in a champion. I still keep it real and I still train with the grassroots athletes.
And overcoming Vladimir Klitschko in those 11 rounds, which obviously taught you a lot about yourself as well. How do you reflect on that as you go into the ring again?
We're going to have to put that Klitschko win to the side at some stage. You know where I'm coming from? Because boxing's unforgiving. That was that. This is now. So, I don't know. Carlos is a completely different animal to Klitschko. But I do know that, you know, I'm willing to kind of do this and do that and do whatever it takes to win. That's what I do know. But in terms of style, technique and preparation, it's completely different. Every camp is completely different. My mindset's completely different. And Carlos is a completely different fight. So all will be revealed Saturday, right? You know, and best of luck to both men. And the best man will win.
You were preparing, of course, long and hard for Kubrat Pulev, a totally different style of fighter. Correct. First time in your career that you've had this sort of change. Yeah. How have you and Robert adapted to that?
I always say, like, Rob helped me because when I first turned professional, I was doing about 6-rounders, and then Rob would be training me like 18 rounds in the gym, and I'd be thinking, I don't know if this pro boxing is for me, man. I just come from doing 3-round fights, and now I'm doing 18 rounds in the gym and so on. But what I'm trying to say is that he's never just trained me for one style of opponent. Do you know what I mean? He's trained me to be the best me. So whether I was fighting Pulev, whether I was fighting King Kong, or whether I was fighting Carlos Takam, he's trained me to be ready, to be fit, to be focused, and to adapt new skills of boxing, balance, feet work, hand positioning. He's taught me all these things. So when I heard the news, Carlos is strong, Carlos is fit, Carlos can box. So I just knew that I was going to be facing someone who's ready, and I'm just so happy that I wasn't just training for Pulev. Rob's always trained me to focus on myself, so no matter who it is, I'll always be in good condition to compete against any champion or any contender in the world.
You got the news 12 days out, so did Carlos Takam. Let's bring you in, Carlos. How excited are you about this, I guess, sort of once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with such a short space, 12 days, to get your mind around Anthony Joshua? How excited are you about Saturday night?
Excuse me, I speak French. Hein? No problem. Okay. Merci beaucoup. C'est vrai que le match a été... on m'a annoncé le combat un peu très... Les délais étaient un peu très courts. Mais j'étais déjà en préparation pour un autre match. Donc j'ai dû accélérer un peu ma préparation pour comment dire, pour modifier ma façon de boxer contre Anthony. Donc je vais dire aujourd'hui que depuis le jour de l'annonce jusqu'à maintenant, je me sens prêt pour ce match. Et le 28, je suis venu pour gagner.
Yeah, thank you very much to give me this opportunity. I heard about the fight in a very short notice, as you know. When I heard about the fight, I was already in preparation for another fight. So I do change completely my way to train to be ready for this fight on the 28th, and I'm coming out on the 28th to win the fight.
You have obviously looked at Anthony Joshua for quite a while now. I know you met him after the Brazil fight, and you said, why not? Come and fight me now. So you have actually been preparing for the possibility of fighting Joshua for a long time. What weaknesses do you see in him?
Tu as déjà une occasion donnée de regarder Anthony, et tu étais prêt à lui dire, viens pour le combat. Comment est-ce que tu appréhendes ce combat, ce moment que tu as l'opportunité de ce combat?
C'est vrai que j'avais déjà eu à rencontrer Anthony et que je l'avais dit, oui, on devrait boxer. Il m'a regardé droit dans les yeux, il m'a dit, oui, on devrait boxer. Et comme on dit, j'étais... c'est sûr qu'on devrait boxer, mais pas dans ce contexte. Ça, c'est sûr que j'attendais le boxer, mais pas dans ce contexte. Donc, voilà, je prends le combat comme ça et je ne... Comment dire... je me suis préparé pour ça et je suis prêt pour le match, donc je n'appréhende pas.
Yes, it's true. I met Anthony on an occasion, and I do tell him we're going to have a fight. And at that time, he looked at me in my eyes and said, yes, we're going to do it. But I didn't apprehend it at that time in this context. But the occasion is here. I'm ready, and we're going to give it out.
You're aggressive, you come forward, you can punch. Have you got the style to beat Anthony Joshua?
Tu as un style agressif, tu vas vers l'avant en boxant. Est-ce que tu penses que ce style te permettra de battre Anthony?
Bon, il me pose cette question, on aurait dit qu'il doute de mon style. Alors je l'invite le 28 pour venir voir ce que ça va donner.
Yeah, the question to him saying you have a doubt on his potentiality. Or I can say I invite you on the 28th to see the outcome of the fight.
Okay, finally, Carlos, you seem happy, relaxed. When we came and saw you in Paris last week, it was a very chilled Carlos Takam. Are you you're seeing this as another job, that this is Saturday night and on Sunday, win or lose, you go back to your life in Paris, or do you think this will change your world?
Yeah, on t'a vu hier, tu étais dans ton élément, comme d'habitude. Est-ce que tu vas prendre ce combat comme un autre combat, comme tu as l'habitude de le faire, ou alors tu penses que ce combat changera ta vie dans une moindre mesure?
Bon, c'est vrai que c'est un gros match. Je ne vais pas dire que ça va changer ma vie. Ça va changer ma vie de sportif, mais pas ma vie normale. Donc, comme il a dit, je suis toujours comme ça, toujours souriant et tout, mais ça n'empêche que je suis resté concentré au maximum pour ce match.
Yes, I know it's going to be a great fight. This will change my life, of course, but just in the box, not personally, from the person I am.
And what's your prediction for the fight?
Quel est ton pronostic pour ce combat?
Ben, je vais gagner, bien évidemment.
Of course, I'm coming out to win on the 28th.
Anthony, obviously you're coming out to win, you're coming out to defend those titles. Do you think stylistically it's going to be a more enticing fight with the two of you than it would have been with Pulev?
Probably because, I don't know if you lot have got some footage of me and my cousin. I've got a cousin, Benga, I don't know where he is in here. And I spar Benga, he's just like Takam's build. And I've got many like friends just like Takam. So, and I like to spar and I fought a lot of people like his style. And I think our styles will definitely create some real good fireworks. So I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Robert, can we just bring you in a moment? What about the late change for you? You're meticulous the way you go about preparing your charges for battle. 12 days out, a very, very different proposition. How did it affect things?
It wasn't ideal. When I spoke to Eddie, it wasn't ideal because we'd trained for the best part of 3 months for Kubrat Pulev. But I think, without a doubt, he's a live opponent. He's a dangerous opponent. I watched him Takam against Povetkin, and obviously in the Joseph Parker fights, very competitive, very difficult to beat. And the main thing is the fans will be the winners because Pulev very experienced, very cagey technically, and I think, you know, until Anthony caught him, it would have been a cagey affair. I think it's a different fight with Carlos Takam. I think he's coming in, he's going to come in and give it 100%. He's going to believe in himself, and he's going to go for it. And the fans will be the real winners on Saturday. I think you'll see a spectacular fight, and I think you'll see a great performance from AJ.
You say it's a real chance he's going to go for it. I just want to align with Christian Kirky, the promoter, the Italians. It's great to have you guys with us. We spoke in Paris last week, and you said these opportunities just don't come around. You've got to grab it with both hands, and you believe that there could be an upset here on the cards.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Of course, there could be an upset because we are talking about heavyweight boxing. So they are over 100 kilos both. So a punch can change the way of the fight. Joshua knows about this. He come back in a great way, in a great fight. So what I hope it will be another great fight for the people and for the fighter themselves.
And how much do you believe in your man, Carlos Takam, that he can do something really surprising in this sport? We've seen heavyweight boxing, the twists and turns in the past, the Bone Crusher Smiths coming in at late notice, Lennox Lewis taking maybe his eyes off the prize a couple of times. Do you really believe that Carlos Takam can become world heavyweight champion Saturday night?
You know, sometimes late notice means less pressure. So Anthony is the favorite to win. So the pressure is on him to deliver the win. But Carlo has great chance. We all believe he has chance to win the fight. And we genuinely believe. It's not like we come in only for the opportunity. We come to win.
They're coming to win. You've got the pressure on your shoulders.
But then I'm like, I always say to you, right? That's why I said the belts isn't always just a representation of me. I'm like a challenger in my mind. It's not just like this brings an ego and I'm now the big I am. I keep my feet on the ground still, and just still grinding and just still hungry. And as I said, it's like even the belts get taken out of the ring after. I can't fight with the belts on my shoulder and he respects me because of these. He has to respect me because of my fighting style. And that's why Rob said as well, and everyone's saying that, I think the fans are always going to be winners in this division now, because you've got hungry guys that are coming. As he said, it's not about his personal life. He wants to perform in the ring. And that's the same with me. It's not about anything in my personal life. It's just I want to put on a good show and have a good fight.
But personally, you seem to have a real connection with the fans. We saw at the workout yesterday, the scenes were incredible. And after you finished, you went and spent a good deal of time with them. You enjoy that, don't you?
Yeah, because I know I used to go to all the boxing shows when I was an amateur. And I would be asking for a picture, and the guys would be like, get out of the way. Yeah, I'd be thinking, you know, when you wanted a bit of interaction with your role models, or whatever you want to call them. And now I see people have come out to just spend 5 minutes with you. It doesn't take me more than an hour to kind of make someone's whole day. So I always remember that, and that's why I just give them a little bit of my time as much as I can. I've got to think of myself because I've got a fight coming up, so I've got to rest and stuff. But other than that, I spoke to Rob. I said, Rob, can I quickly go? He said, yeah, go on. Just don't be too long. And yeah, I'll spend as much time as possible.
And finally, fight fans out there clambering, of course, for the likes of Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker, maybe Tyson Fury. But Carlos Takam's in front of you Saturday night. There's 78,000 there. It's business, isn't it, first?
Yeah. As you said, even though, like you mentioned, other champions, providing me and Carlos perform well, and obviously I have to walk out the winner, then we're both winners. That's it. We're both winners. Klitschko, he lost. He didn't become champion. He didn't become three-time heavyweight champion, but he walked out a winner. So right now, we're in the division and the business of providing really good fights. You know, we're not here to tip and tap and run for 12 rounds. We're here to get stuck in. And I think the reason why people can relate to boxing is because it's a labouring sport. You have to wake up early, work when you're tired, work when you're ill, stay away from your family. And I know a lot of people out there that are working day to day can relate to this. And that's what I say, this is what fighting's about, and this is what we're going to produce. So yeah, let's rock and roll, and thank you guys for promoting what we're doing to the world, because it's something so close to what everyone does. We're labouring, we're just working and putting on good, entertaining fights.
Thanks, Anthony.
Thanks, Adam, and thanks to all the fighters up here. 5 p.m, we go live on Saturday. Incredible undercard. I think some of Anthony's teammates and Rio Olympians come through the GB system. Joshua Buatsi, bronze medalist. Joe Caldina, his first fight in Wales. Lawrence Okoli, the British Light Heavyweight Championship between Frank Buglioni and Craig Richards. 3 World Championship fights on this card. Of course, Anthony against Takam. Katie Taylor, the huge star of Irish and world boxing, going for her first world title on Saturday night. Kal Yafai, I believe, the #1 super flyweight in an incredible division, defending his title against mandatory challenger Sho Ishida. And Dillian Whyte against Robert Helenius for essentially the #1 spot in the WBC division. It's a stacked show, and we thank you all for coming from around the world for your support, for this incredible showcase, these incredible events, like I believe we just have not seen before. Saturday night, you're in for a huge treat. Again, thanks to our sponsors, and of course, Sky Sports and Showtime Boxing as well. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you Saturday night. We're going to have a head-to-head to the front, and both guys available for you. Thank you.
Anthony Joshua in good spirits and in good form. You enjoyed the workout last night. It was like Beatlemania there in Cardiff, wasn't it?
It's real good. I think it's like a completely different audience as well. Some cities bring different type of people, and there was a lot of parents that were kind of bringing their kids as well. So it's a new generation, and they were just excited to be there, like watch the whole spectacle. And I got to meet them up close and personal, which was good, and I definitely think they're looking forward to the weekend.
You love having that bond with the fans, don't you? But it must have gone even bigger, off a different scale, after the Klitschko fight, because after that, everybody wanted to know you and see you and get your autograph, get your picture.
Yeah, the type of fight it was, you know, very respectful outside the ring, but in the ring, it was straight war. And I think, like, no matter how many hands you shake and so on and so forth, if you don't deliver, no one's interested. And I definitely think, you know, I don't like to pat myself on the back, or I'm not here to pat Klitschko on the back, but we definitely delivered, and the fans were the real winners that night.
But it is a big pressure, isn't it? Being heavyweight champion of the world, that comes with a certain degree of responsibility. How are you coping with that?
No stress, no stress, no stress. What can I say? I can't be perfect. Do you know what I mean? I am who I am. I have managed to become heavyweight champion of the world, and who I am, I can present myself as a person I am today with a project and vision of improving myself for the future. So providing I stay disciplined in my sport, you'll hear of me for the next 10 years, and I will definitely progress as a person. And that's what it's about. Like, this isn't who I am today. I may make a mistake, but I'll correct it in the future. And that's just what being a champion is about. If life was perfect and simple, people wouldn't be able to relate to me. So yeah, that's what being a champion is about, is living, learning, making mistakes, bouncing back, and just showing people that you are real and real stuff does happen.
And as you say, delivering in the ring as well. And of course, when you're the man in possession with the belts, everybody comes after you.
Yeah, because like I could watch them and think, oh, he's throwing a lazy jab, or that right hand, or he comes forward a lot. It's so different when you get in there and this guy is realizing that this is his chance, or like I still see myself as a challenger, so I know what it's like, but I know what it's like to be non-champion fighting for a championship. When there's that like pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and me and you have to run for it, we're both going to equally run as fast as each other. It's going to be competitive. This is heavyweight championship boxing, so both of us are on the same elite level, so you're going to see an elite fight. And that's why I say skills is one thing, but this ain't like a 3 or 5 round fight. This is a 12-round war, and I think you have to be tough to get through, and you have to take a bit as much as you can give it.
So you know exactly what sort of mindset Carlos Takam is going to be in, because he's given this opportunity now, which is huge. He's going to be very, very hungry.
Yeah, and I know I know like guys from Africa, and I know he's from Cameroon. I know he's very strong and very tough, and I just know the mindset. I know him. I know people like him, and this is going to be a good scrap, man. It's going to be a good scrap.
Any danger of you having taken your eye off the ball as far as this is concerned, for having prepared for Kubrat Pulev for so long, and then this late switch? This is a potential banana skin in some people's eyes.
You can say that for sure. You can say that. I think it's interesting because I train well, which makes me more relaxed. But is that a good thing? Who knows? Do you know what I mean? So could it be a potential banana skin? But other than that, who knows what's going to happen in that ring Saturday? It's unpredictable, this division. Do you know what I mean? You saw I got tired in the 5th round against Klitschko. Am I going to find out I'm only a 5-round fighter? Do you know where I'm coming from? And this is someone who is tough, can go the distance. He's gone the distance many times. So he's definitely going to take me into late waters, and that's where it's going to be interesting.
With that in mind, then, a lot's been said about the possibility of you maybe coming in for this fight a little bit lighter. Is that going to be the case, do you think?
Well, with his style and his strength, I wish I came in heavier so we can just stand there and slug it out with each other, because his punches are going to be ricocheting through my whole body. So the bigger you are, the stronger you are, do you know what I mean? But why I come in light, I thought I was fighting Pulev, a real amateur-style boxer, to stay off the line, jab with him and match his speed. But this is a completely different style of fighter, so maybe I might have come in a bit heavier if I knew I was fighting Takam. But nevertheless, we are here. I'm looking at myself in the best condition I am, and I'll put on the best performance in this condition I am.
And also, because you also maybe want to send a little bit of a message to some of the other fighters out there at the moment. There are some big names that have been talked about. There could be some huge fights for you in 2018.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's the style of fight, isn't it? If we put on a great fight, people are saying, can he beat him? He's definitely going to beat him. Or that fight will be a good fight. Parker's a bit smaller. that's going to be a real good dust-up if it's anything like the Takam fight. If it was going to be do you know what I mean? So there's so many questions to be answered, but all surround Saturday night in a weird way. So I just need to make sure, obviously I win, but if I can do it in good fashion and the stock keeps high, and we look forward to a spectacular 2018.
And you're the man with all the answers.
Rob McCracken is. I'm just a machine. He plugs the USB in me and I go to fight, man.
We wish you the best of luck. AJ, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Anthony Joshua taking on Carlos Takam. 3 of his world title belts up for grabs, of course, here in Cardiff on Saturday night.